This is complete BLM 2020 type behavior. I mean, it is like straight out of the same playbook. And listening to the voice, I do wonder whether it's this guy, Megyn Kelly, who was helping lead the storming of that Baptist service. But here is a man screaming at some random white man walking down the street because apparently man number one thinks the guy's ICE, SOT 17.
Where you going? Huh? Are you ICE?
No.
Do you like ICE? Say f*** ICE! Say it! Say it, bitch! You're a bitch! Your mom's a bitch! Say it! F*** you! F*** you, Nazi! F*** you, Nazi! F*** you, Nazi!
Oh my God. Like, I don't know how that guy didn't punch him in the face. I give him so much credit, Matt, right? Like, in restraining himself. If somebody were to do that to you, like, I don't know, you're calmer than I am. I can be more of a hothead. I don't know how you contain yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the one of the many sinister parts of this is that that's one of the reasons they're doing it. Obviously, they're trying to provoke a violent reaction, which in some of these cases, I mean, we've seen a lot of these videos. We see them pulling over cars and like detaining people, which of course they have no legal authority what to do whatsoever. That's kidnapping. Harassing someone on the street like that. I mean, in many of these cases, someone would be perfectly, certainly morally, but I think in some cases legally justified in believing that their physical safety is being threatened, and then they respond however they respond to that. But that's what the left is hoping for. They're hoping for a response like that so they can flip it around and say, look at these right-wing terrorists. I also think that it's the one funny thing, if there is anything funny that comes out of this, is just it's the assumption by these leftist agitators that if they see a white adult male who does not appear to be mentally ill, they immediately assume that he must be on the other side. They immediately assume that he must be their enemy. And they're probably right, actually, most of the time.
Yeah, in their defense. Oh, wait, do we have that video, you guys, that I just sent you of the trans person singing? Okay, look at this, because this is what their side looks like. Watch.
I had a run-in with ICE last year in March. They called me
audience.
sir,
It is a
and they
bald
made it quite
woman.
clear. They
Multiple
threatened
piercings,
to check my body
multiple tats,
to see
obviously overweight.
if I was trans. Their exact words.
Now they
Before I knew they'd surrounded
I don't
my
think this is her
car. Two on each side, one in front, like a star. It was right then in that moment I knew they had other plans. So I started screaming, I am recording, and I have been the whole time. They called me a fucking bitch, just like they called her a fucking bitch. They never were a man, and they'll never be, with their boot on the neck of the land of the free.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, sister, you're never going to be a man either, if that's what you're going for. But Matt happily identifies with the other team, and I think both of us can say, right on, you go with them, sister. Enjoy.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, Megyn, I'm always happy to come on your show, but if you're gonna make me listen to stuff like that, I don't know that I can.
It's either that or Don Lemon clips, Matt.
Yeah, well, no, I got it. I do like that's like that's the funny thing about these left-wing theater kids. It's like it's what she's doing there. First of all, she basically has a blog post and she's just singing it. I mean, she made no attempt to actually turn it into song lyrics. But it sounds like it's like a Disney. I mean, it's like this is like Little Mermaid from hell. I mean, it's like some full-on Disney bullshit that she's doing, and I find that very funny. But But here's the thing: you look at that, and then you see the other video of the guy screaming at the white guy. You see Don Lemon. It's like, if you look at those videos and you side with the singing trans person and the guy screaming, like if that's your immediate instinct is to take their side, then we don't even live on the same planet. I mean, I don't want to share a country with you. I don't respect you. I don't like you. And because that, I just can't even begin to understand it.
The gaslighting that's going on, that it's like the people causing the violence are the ICE agents, the ones who are arresting the child predators and the murderers, instead of these crazy leftists who are trying to interfere with everything they do, is really next level. Here is the mayor, Jacob Fry, on Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Listen to this. Like, I agreed with virtually every word if it were somebody on our side talking about them. Listen to this. Stop 14.
There's no doubt in my mind that you love your town. Imagine if that city or that town was suddenly invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear. Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. This is not creating safety.
Right, Matt, imagine if your town were invaded by thousands who did not share your values, and it was affecting your local community, your cafes, your restaurants, even the safety and conduct within your children's school. Can you imagine? Like, wouldn't that call for some extraordinary action? Whatever could it be?
Yeah, it's right. It's impossible to imagine exactly what, of course, they're doing, and that's why I think it's important. You know, there is, even though for normal people we see these people and we see how they're behaving, and it's very easy for us to know whose side to take in all this. And you would think that this is very repulsive to every average American, and it is. But there is a strategy behind it, because what they're trying to get everyone to believe, especially just kind of the casual observer who's not paying really close attention to the news, is that they want you to at least believe that, okay, yeah, maybe you're not on the protester side completely, but obviously ICE is doing something. Like, there's something happening with ICE, and ICE obviously is doing something really dramatic or really offensive, and that's what's provoking this reaction. But that's why it's really important to always remind people that, no, ICE, they're not doing they're just enforcing the law. And not only that, but they're almost exclusively targeting illegal aliens who have also committed other serious crimes like sex abuse and drugs and gang activity, that sort of thing. They, for the most part, they're not even going after just like your average illegal alien who didn't commit another crime aside from also being an illegal alien, which, by the way, I think they should. I think because if you in this country illegally, that's a crime in and of itself. But they're not even doing that. And yet this is the reaction.
So a couple more examples of the harassment, because they're legion, but here's one in SOT 19 as a bunch of folks were going to church. I'm assuming it's the same church, though I don't know. Watch.
Think you're gonna bring your kids here and we're gonna spare you while you fucking support the bombing of children in Gaza? You get these fucking Nazi little bitches. Goddamn, be smarter than your parents. Your parents are fucking Nazis. You're such a Nazi little bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you think you can just destroy our nation? Why do you think you can bring back white supremacy? Why do you think you're better than everybody else? What the fuck is wrong with you, asshole? You will be judged not by a god, but by a court of law, you fucking Nazi fuck. You little bitch ass. What's your fucking excuse? I'm not near him.
You don't have to be that close.
Look at this little bitch putting his hands on me. Little punk ass bitch. All right, what's your fucking excuse? Why do you fucking go to a church that preaches? No, we know. What about the nationalism? What about the Christian nationalism? What is it about?
Is that all you got to say?
No, what is it about?
That's all you got to say.
What is it about, asshole?
I don't need to
See, you won't defend yourself because you're a punk ass little bitch fucking Nazi. Fuck you, you fucking Nazi fucking piece of shit. Shame on you. You think you're fucking superior than people? You ain't shit, bitch. You ain't fucking shit. You ain't nothing but a fucking cowardly fucking traitor. Look at these spineless little bitches.
This poor guy is just, I mean, he looks like late 60s, early 70s, just trying to mind his own business, going to church. This is actually Washington, D.C. I thought it sounded like that same Kelly guy, but it was this past weekend, so I don't think it was. This is in Washington, D.C. It's happening now in city after city where you're allowed to do that, Matt. And yeah, they're just counting on the side of reason, being restrained, not engaging, being classy, not responding, because they know in city after city they are going to be able to get away with this. And the narrative is going to be that they're the side of the good guys and the ICE agents and others trying to maintain order are the evil ones.
Right, which is why it's so, I mean, just to go back to the point we've been making this whole time, it's so important that the law is enforced and that you throw the book at these people. Because if you don't, I mean, we saw the same thing in 2020. We all saw this trajectory play out in 2020, where it just it steamrolls. You know, it's like an avalanche. And once it really gets going, then it's almost impossible to stop. And you got to get in before that, because here's the thing: these people, these leftist agitators, I won't even call them protesters. They don't really care. You know, right? They're terrorists. Every protest for them is about everything. That's why he throws in Gaza, he throws in white supremacy. It's like everything's about everything all the time, because they don't actually care about any of that stuff. These are destructive people. They're degenerates, and really they hate everyone. They're full of anger. They're mad about the fact that they're total failures and they're losers and they're unhappy, and they're just looking for an excuse to take that out on someone. And this kind of environment gives them that excuse. And once they get kind of the taste of blood, they go crazy with it. And so you've got to come in and you've got to put a stop to it and throw the book at them before it really gets out of control.
We're seeing some of that just this weekend. A guy named Jake Lang, he got in trouble on January 6th. He's apparently running for office down in Florida. He was attacked by an angry mob down out in Minneapolis. This is, take a look at SOT 21, where he gets hit by the so-called peaceful protesters.
What up? The babies and guns are gonna hold you.
It's a full mob around listening audience. Full mob, they're beating him. They're beating him with a flagpole. I thought you weren't allowed to do that. It was reliably told on J6 you can't do that.
Hey, Jake, why'd you kiss the wall?
Palestinian flag in the background. Here he is in SOT 23 trying to flee in a red sedan. Protesters don't allow it. Watch. Kicking him in his car. These are all crimes. Now they open the other door. Kicking him from the other side. Of course, in the Canada Goose jacket, which is about a fortune. So I just wanted to show you that, Matt. I know you've seen lots of videos like that, because they're harassing many. They're harassing ICE. They're vandalizing vehicles. They beat an ICE officer with a broom and a shovel. Now you see this guy getting hit. We've been watching what's been happening to poor Nick Sorter and Kem Higby down there, getting attacked repeatedly. And then Ellen DeGeneres felt the need to weigh in. And I know you, like I, have been asking yourself, what would Ellen think of all this? She's abandoned the United States to go live in the UK. But it's still really important to all of us what she thinks. And so I have an answer for you today, and here it is.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to say I am so sorry for what is happening in Minneapolis and our country, really. But specifically Minneapolis right now. Thoughts and my prayers are going out to everyone. And I'm proud of everyone who's protesting peacefully. And I am sorry for anyone who has been hurt just for protesting, for doing what you should be doing.
There's your answer, Matt Walsh. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. This whole time I've been like everyone, I've been very lost these past few weeks. I don't know exactly what to think. I think I know what I think, but then I'm thinking, well, what does Ellen DeGeneres have to say? And then I turn on daytime TV, and she's not there anymore because she got fired. And then but there it is. So, of course, and also keep in mind, as always, in particular in Minneapolis, what this is all about for them, where it all started, we can't say it enough, is that this is all about specifically protecting, in Minneapolis, Somali immigrants who are stealing from the people of Minneapolis to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's who they are swarming in to protect. And that's who Ellen DeGeneres is now bravely speaking up in defense of.
Exactly. And let's not forget why Ellen lost her daytime show. It's because she was a bully. She bullied people who were less powerful than she was. She had a rule. I'm very reliably informed. Somebody I knew very well had a sister who worked for her. You were not allowed to look her in the eye. As one of her producers when you walked past her in the hallway. And so it's no surprise that Ellen DeGeneres is totally fine with what these so-called protesters, terrorists, are doing in the streets of Minneapolis. It's no surprise whatsoever. And when she says, I'm very sorry for any protester who's gotten hurt, she of course is talking about Renee Good. And I'm sure just like most leftists, she's been fed the same lies we've heard from CNN now from the beginning. And she's chosen to believe them because she's ignorant and it's willful. It's not blind ignorance. It's willful ignorance. It suits her ideological purposes. Shame on her. Enjoy England. I'm sorry that our friends across the pond are stuck with Ellen, but let's face it, they gave us Harry and Megyn, so they deserve it. A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to somebody from Birch Gold Group? You know, you've been thinking about it. They use an educated approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower right now and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you are a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 and claim your eligibility today. Again, text MK to 989898 now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.